Are you ready for this August fertility theme? We are talking hormones. Hello my lovelies, and welcome to another one of my videos in which I'm giving you 5 easy tips to start improving your hormone balance today. Over the course of a lifetime, we produce the amount of hormones that could actually fit on a stamp. Can you imagine? That's how tiny they are. But you and I both know that they can create immense havoc when they are out of balance. And hormone balance is kind of like the holy grail when you're trying to conceive, right? Because a healthy hormone balance means that an egg matures properly, that it drops at the right time, and that it is able to merge with sperm and then finally land in a nice lush bed to implant, and for you to be able to maintain that early pregnancy and carry full term. So yes, while hormones is a complex topic and how they interact together, and that's a topic I can study until the day that I stop breathing, improving hormone balance isn't complex at all. And yes, these tips apply to your man as well. So tip number 1 is replace your caffeine with drinks like herbal teas or infused waters or even watered down juices. We don't want too much sugar either, right? But let's focus on the caffeine part, because caffeine triggers your adrenal glands to fire off stress hormones, and we produce stress hormones at the expense of sex hormones. So yes, while most people will tell you it's okay to have caffeine in moderation, and probably for most people it is fine, if you are struggling with a hormone imbalance or you're already stressed out to the max, it can really impact your fertility a lot. And I actually did a video about this topic years and years and years ago. There was actually even this really cool fertility story that I shared in, I think, the 100,000 subscriber celebration video of this woman that followed the advice in this video and finally conceived, and now she has her baby. So seriously, cutting out caffeine is not necessarily a luxury. Cutting out caffeine is especially important if you already know you're struggling with progesterone issues or you have a short luteal phase, because stress hormones are especially made at the expense of progesterone. And if you are struggling because you're tired, then you are going to need to focus on reducing stress. And I know this is difficult if you're already stressed out to the max, but there are always things that we can do, because getting to that hormone balance and getting to that baby is probably the most important thing to you right now. So it is possible to sacrifice some other things for you to get more rest, get more sleep. But there are some other little tweaks that I can suggest to you as well. Did you know you can take vitamin C in a high dosage to give you a kick when you need it? If you're starting to get that afternoon slump, for example, or you're having difficulty waking up in the morning and usually you use that caffeine, instead of kicking your adrenals to produce stress hormones to get through your day, why don't you nurture and feed your adrenals, for example, with a high dosage of vitamin C? Lots of my chronic fatigue patients have told me that they feel so much better from something like this, and actually, I do too. There are also some great adrenal support supplements out there that you can start introducing so that you're actually nurturing your adrenals to function properly and do their job, rather than push them to produce the stress hormones to get through your day. So that gets me into tip number 2, and normally I would say get more sleep, but how about we make it small? Get half an hour sleep a day more, because that's manageable, right? You can think about whether maybe you can push back your alarm clock in the morning, maybe prepare something the day before. Maybe you can go to bed a little bit earlier. If you can get in those 30 minutes extra a night, that amounts to 3.5 hours a week. That's a big deal, right? And all you did was take that little step. Again, reducing stress, getting more rest. It will benefit your adrenals, it will benefit your thyroid, and it will improve your progesterone levels. And for the dudes, it improves your testosterone levels. And here's a simple tip for your diet. Again, I'm all about the small tweaks that give you big wins, and that is replace the oils you're using right now with oils that are naturally high in omega-3. We're talking about rapeseed oil, for example, because you can stir fry and cook with that, or high quality olive oil. If you just type in a little search and look for oils that contain high levels of omega-3, you will find a list, and you'll be able to pick the ones that are perfect for your lifestyle and your taste. Most of us are deficient in omega-3 because of the way that we're eating these days. And unless you are pretty much eating high quality fish every day, you are going to be deficient most likely. And that is because the food we're eating these days contain a lot of omega-6 and omega-9, and our body is all about balance between the three, so 3, 6, and 9. So if we're able to reduce 6 and 9, you can research this online as well, it's quite easy to find, and then that will balance out the 3 as well. But usually it's quite difficult to eliminate it from today's diet. So it's much easier to incorporate more omega-3, and the oils is one of the ways that you can do it. This is actually something that you can test as well, what your omega-3 ratio is in comparison with 6 and 9. And it's something that I do with my patients all the time. Maybe I should do a separate video on this topic in the future. But for now, keep it simple. Replace your oils with omega-3 rich ones. And tip number 4 is schedule fun. Yeah, a lot of us are fun deprived. We think that if we are able to complete that to-do list, if we're just able to show up, if we're able to meet all the demands, that we'll be happy. We won't be. I promise you, you're not going to get there and we won't be happy. It's really important to prioritize making fun, having fun with your partner, go on dates, do things that give you joy, spend time on life-giving hobbies. Maybe you enjoy being in the garden like I do, or you love painting, something that is about creating something. When we're having fun and when we're experiencing joy, it improves our dopamine levels. And when that happens, we're actually able to turn around estrogen dominance. So if you're struggling with high levels of estrogen, you're having early ovulation, you're having problems with your luteal phase, you have low progesterone, maybe you have high prolactin levels, then scheduling fun is not a luxury. It's another thing on your to-do list at the top. And tip number 5 is to get your vitamin D levels checked. I am in awe of how many of my patients are vitamin D deficient. Even in the world today where we talk a lot about vitamin D actually, especially with the whole pandemic that was happening, and we knew that vitamin D was protective when you did get the infection. Still, so many of my patients are vitamin D deficient, and even the ones that go and see their doctors and ask for a test are often told it's not necessary or not important. Yes, it is. It might be good for you to be supplementing with vitamin D, but it's much better for you to know what your level is and then get to the optimal level. Ideally, you're going to want your vitamin D levels to be 100 nanomole per liter or 40 nanograms per milliliter. So go and check them out and then supplement. If you want early access to all of August's hormone balance videos and you'd like more and exclusive content that is not aired here on YouTube, then make sure to head on over to my Patreon page, which I have linked in the description down below. And in the meantime, see you in the next video. Bye.